G'day family here and welcome back to our Red Bull Motorsport Manager F1 2022 Manager Mod save. Alright, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm recording these back to back with the Suzuka GP, so I hope you're all still having a fantastic day. But just before we get into it, I just want to say, if you're enjoying the series, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribe if you haven't already, and leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. I reply to every comment. Let's get into it. Alright, so prep time for the Circuit of the Americas. Now, our front wing from last episode is done. We're going to go ahead and build another front wing. We had a politics vote for 15 dry tyre compound sets, which I thought would be very interesting for next season. So I voted for, but it was rejected because the rest of the principals are boring and shred their tyres, so it's in their best interest to reject that one. We're going to get what part was it? We're going to get A part to potential and continue working the rear wing to potential as well, which is fantastic. We're just trying to build as many parts as possible with good starting stats. So we're going to build another rear wing because our front wing is a very quick build, because we have an awesome epic component where we can remove a risk level, so we can use some deadly components in other areas and then just remove the risk level, which is awesome. So now we've got two new front wings that we can try and get up to their potential. They should help us in Abu Dhabi, the last race of the season, where we might need that little bit of an edge. But overall, that's about it for this prep. Lots of parts being built, lots of improving on the car, which is awesome. On to qualifying. Qualifying time at the Circuit of the Americas. Now we're going to go with a 2-run strategy here because we don't want to miss the third run, because we've had rain throughout the weekend here, and I have a suspicion that we could have rain tomorrow, because when there's rain in the weekend it usually carries over to the race. But we're going to go for 2 runs because last time we tried the 3 run and actually missed the last one. So we want to try and maximize track grip, and it will not matter because Hamilton gets pole. We're second and third. Hopefully we can catch him in the race. It'll be good to get the race win, obviously, because we've got a gap to close. Hopefully if it's a rainy race we get no crash outs. Qualifying second and third. Race day here, and as predicted it will be raining. Please, Motorsport Manager gods, no crash outs. I know not to underheat the tyres or overheat them, increases the chance of a crash, but we'll just have to hope that the Motorsport Manager gods have our best interests at heart. Make this an exciting end to the season and don't mess us up. But let's see how we go. Second and third on the grid. We need a better start than last time from Perez, because he just sat on the grid for way too long. 5 red lights are out, and look at that. Slingshot start, exactly what we need. And Hamilton had a shocking start, similar to Verstappen's start. They both dropped down, but I just don't care, because Perez is in the lead of this Grand Prix, which is fantastic. He's in the lead by quite a margin with Norris in second, so we don't even have to worry. We're just going to tell him to push in the tyres instead of overtake. And Russell has crashed out of this race, which is spectacular for us, not so much for him, obviously, but that could have sealed up the championship. If we get 2 finishes today, mathematically it'd be very hard for Merck to even get close. But obviously the Constructors was a goal of ours, as Merck did win it last year, but it's not the main goal. We want Perez to be world champion. That would be fantastic. But we're a good way to doing that if the results stay the same as they are, but they just won't, will they? Leclerc and Norris, I don't think they'll be able to hold back the Titan or the Terminator that is Hamilton. That being said, Verstappen is saying Hamilton needs to get out the way, and he does get out the way, probably against his will, but I haven't even checked what this weather's going to be like. So let's start pushing now. Even though the tyres are probably going to underheat, it doesn't. I just want to make sure these tyres get to the end of this period. I think we've already gone a little harder than we probably should have compared to Hamilton. Oh no, we're on par. So we'll just follow Hamilton's strategy. Whatever he's doing, we'll do within reason. So let's go ahead a bit here, just 2 times speed it. We're now on the same sort of strategy here. Perez can stay in overtake for a bit longer. Verstappen can stay with Hamilton on at least push. We may not go overtake because he's not as good at recovering fuel. But the longer that Hamilton stays behind Verstappen's better, but that won't last very long at all. And I can't pass Hamilton. I've been like this for 3 laps. No, he just passed you, mate. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we're just going to keep mimicking Hamilton. Oh my god. I don't know why, but I thought Hamilton crashed out. Mostly because the camera was on Hamilton. It just went off to the side. But wow. I thought, hallelujah, we're in luck here. But we've lost Shynes and Russell now. And but yeah, we're just going to keep mimicking Hamilton. Perez is asked to come in onto the wets. Let's do it. He's way out in front, so I trust him. Again, I forgot to change the pit crew, but that's fine. Hopefully there's no mistakes. Doesn't look like Perez had a mistake at all. He's straight in, straight out. 1.9 seconds, which is fantastic, and he's right back out in the lead of this Grand Prix. Verstappen, no mistake. Hopefully we can overtake Hamilton. It's not going to happen, but we're going to again just keep mimicking Hamilton. Yeah, halfway through this race, he's actually pushing on those wets. I don't really want to do that because that will increase the chance of a crash. But then we also got to keep these wets in temperature to avoid a crash. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. This wet period is actually going quite long, so maybe we won't push. We'll see how we go. We'll just keep mimicking Hamilton here. Chuck it in 2 times for a bit. And he's actually just giving it all, just pushing completely. He's a decent way off Leclerc. A good 2 seconds, so he'll probably close that pretty quick the way he's pushing. And as you see there, he's right into the rearview mirrors of Leclerc now. And he is pushing those tyres into the ground. He's 7% less tyre wear than us, which is, yeah, interesting. Hopefully we can go longer, but we're going to tell Perez to push, keep those tyres in range. Again, we're just following Hamilton. We can't go under his tyre percentage or else... I mean, it's pretty crazy that we're focusing on Hamilton, but it makes sense because he is above us in the title race. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, Perez has collided with Ocon, presumably in a blue flag scenario, but that might be okay. He's done his rear wing. He's under investigation, so there could still be a penalty coming our way. No action taken. We'll pit him, get him a new rear wing, give him a new set of tyres. He should be fine. He's got 25 seconds to Norris. It's not ideal, but the gap he's built up at the start of this race will help him out a lot here. He's for some reason so far away from the pit lane. Just how it happens, isn't it? But here we go. Repairs are done. He's back out on the track. He can go pretty hard on these tyres now because he doesn't have to worry about tyre wear. We just don't want them overheating and him crashing. But he's got to try and restore some sort of gap. That was not ideal, but it's not the worst thing. I mean, he's got tyre wear now to burn for days. He's got fuel to burn. He's fine. The Haas just cut a corner. Just no more collisions, please, Perez. Okay, so Hamilton's just pit onto Inters. And now we're going to try something a bit different with Verstappen. We're going to see if we can survive this first period on the wets and then switch to slicks. Because I think it's a pretty steep decline on wets, Inters, slicks. So we're going to try it with Verstappen. We're going to pit Perez because we don't want to take risks with him. But Verstappen's really got nothing to lose. He's not going to overtake Hamilton on current strategy, so we're going to try something a bit different to Hamilton and just go for it here because, yeah, we need a... It'll be great if we can get that spot of Hamilton. The track's getting slippery. Like, it doesn't even matter if he crashes out. It's a horrible thing to say, but he's completely support role to Perez, so whatever strategy gives him the best chance of taking points of Hamilton, I'm going to choose. But right now, he's been overtaken. Okay, not ideal. Should we pit him on slicks now? No, we'll give it another lap, I think. It's not going well, this strategy, but hey, it was worth the risk in my opinion. He's still got a pit on it. It's too soft, so we'll pit him now. We'll see what happens. I mean, this strategy could blow up my face, but who cares? And there was a front jack mistake, which doesn't help us at all, but we move. He's the only one on the track on slicks. We'll see what happens. He's well off Hamilton now. He's just, the gap's increasing. His gap's increasing. It was a risk, and it might not pay off, but hey, it could have been a genius stroke. Luckily, we didn't try it with Perez. And he is well out in front, still pushing the last out. We can tell him to cool it on the fuel a little bit. But now Verstappen's on a pretty good strat because he's on the slicks now to the end. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he can close the gap a little bit, but he wants to pit for slicks now, Perez, which will grant that wish. I'm going to tell Verstappen to just push like there's no tomorrow. Go on, mate. Try and close that gap if you want. But there was a 4-second mistake on the pit crew, and this game is keeping me on my toes. With Perez, it just keeps throwing things our way. Probably my fault for not changing the pit crew. But Verstappen sets the fastest lap, so that's pretty good. And he is actually closing the gap. But that's mostly because Perez pitted, I think. But anyway, we'll see what happens here. 60, 61, and we're on to the final lap. And Hamilton's actually going to see the race through and Inters. And so is everyone else, which is a bit strange. But sure. Unless they pit in the final lap, that'll be pretty funny. Hand Verstappen that. But Hamilton's had a shocker here. 4th place, which will close the gap in the championship to 3 points, as Sergio Perez, the last couple bends, he had the luxury of having time to pit, and he's on the slicks. He's going to win this race by 30 seconds. What a drive from Sergio Perez. We tried something with Max. We didn't lose any spots. He was in 5th, and he ends the race in 5th, and probably closer than Hamilton than he would have been, so I'm not too mad with that risk. Alright, so Perez top step, no Hamilton to be seen. And respect to Lando and Leclerc, because I didn't back them in the Hamilton fight, if you remember early on, but they did it. and Max stole fastest lap. So what a weekend for us. We've made the rain work in our favour and closed the gap to just 3 points with 3 races to go. Let's go. So to add to that amazing race, we have now mathematically secured the constructors. So it doesn't matter if Mercedes get a 1-2 each race and fastest lap, we still win the constructors. But obviously if that happens, Perez will not win the drivers. But we've closed the gap massively this weekend. It's now an actual chance that we could take the leaderless drivers championship in Mexico City, which looks like it's going to be another rainy day. So make sure to tune in for that one. It's always a really fun couple races, Mexico and Brazil, with the tyre wear. Well, it wasn't the last one anyway. I don't see why this one would be any different. But if you're enjoying the series, make sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing down below. Leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you next time out for a rainy Mexico GP.